Want You Back stars Charlie Day and Jenny Slate as newly dumped 30-somethings Peter and Emma, who team up to sabotage their exes' new relationships and win them back for good. This is directed by Jason Orley and it hit Amazon Prime on Valentine's Day weekend, and it was one of their most heavily promoted movies I can recall in quite some time. And it was one that I approached with a little bit of caution, as I do like both Charlie Day and Jenny Slate, and I do like a good rom-com, but the film looked like it was relying heavily on exaggerated gags of our two leads in these really awkward scenarios, where they have to lie their way through conversations with one another's exes, and usually stumble and stutter through parts of the conversation so they don't reveal themselves. And sure enough, that's what we got here, and it was fine. It's a lot of that sitcom-like humor full of awkward scenarios where characters straddle the line between being relatable in one instance but then acting like total cartoon characters in another. Scenes that are meant to have some emotional weight to them will then be followed by something ridiculous, such as how the initial breakups early on are then shortly followed by Charlie Day, who works at a nursing home company, in an office meeting where all the executives are talking with utmost glee about how they're going to cut basic necessities to the elderly patients. And while this is only one scene with a bunch of throwaway side characters, it speaks to the nature of the film's overall sense of humor. But while the film's misses are quite noticeable, it actually hits just as many times, and that's mainly due to the talents of its two leads. Now, I gotta admit, while I like Charlie Day, especially as I'm a big fan of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, I do always find it jarring whenever he's placed in a role that's even slightly off course from that show, as that's usually his entire comic persona. But he holds his own nicely as a rom-com lead, being fairly charismatic while still doing the shtick he's generally known for, just considerably toned down. While I'd say he gets the more emotionally compelling storyline as he comes to sort of regret what he's doing, I think Jenny Slate gets the stronger of the comedic material, with a fantastic sense of timing that usually made for some hilarious bits in the way she attempts to awkwardly seduce the new boyfriend of Charlie's ex, played by Gina Rodriguez. While the film's awkward gags were a little cringe at times, I'd say Slate's material was the most consistently strong, though everyone else felt more like an object for the antics of these two characters, which goes hand in hand with the awkward nature of the humor that didn't always work for me. The supporting cast was fine, but the likes of Scott Eastwood, Manny Jacinto, Clark Bacco, and especially Gina Rodriguez all only had so much to do, mostly with one-dimensional personalities that consisted of them reacting to Slate or Day, oblivious to their true intentions, and I wish they were all put to better use. Plus, going hand in hand with all that, the film definitely overstays its welcome at a somewhat bloated 2 hours. The film goes on for about 10 to 15 minutes too long, with its extended focus on gags that could have been tightened up, and I wish some stuff was cut or reworked so that it fleshed out some of the other characters and they didn't feel quite like objects or plot devices, especially as so much time is dedicated to all these bits that it causes its third act to feel very rushed with an abrupt ending, as it all comes to a head in just the last few minutes. But despite my criticisms of it, I actually didn't have a bad time with I Want You Back. In fact, because of how strong its two leads were, I found it charming and pretty funny at times, and it's especially refreshing considering we don't get too many romantic comedies that aren't Netflix originals anymore. It's just that the film's storyline is very sitcom-like, and its attempts at humor are noticeably hit and miss, so it prevents it from being a movie that I'd say I loved. But despite that, it's a fun enough time overall, and if you're into rom-coms and you haven't seen it yet, I think you'd enjoy this. I Want You Back gets a 6.5 out of 10. So let me know, did you see I Want You Back, or are you planning to see it, and what were your thoughts? Is it one of your new favorite romantic comedies? Is it one of your new favorite Charlie Day or Jenny Slate movies? Let me know in the comments below so we can discuss. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and share it, and for more movie reviews and film discussion, please make sure to hit that subscribe button to stay updated. Thanks for watching everyone, and keep having fun with film.